How's it going, everyone? SWC Firearms here, and today we're taking a look at the Harrington Arms comp. Now, this is part of that poll where you guys voted for what this Glock was going to have on it. You guys voted for the O sight, you guys voted for the 19X as a whole, and you guys voted the Harrington Arms comp. So we're going to go ahead, take this over to the range, and then we're going to come back and talk about how it did. What's going on, everyone? So we've got the PLX, which I'll be doing a video on soon, and the Harrington Arms comp. So they don't have the original target that I normally test out for accuracy, but we're just gonna get another sample size for this whole brace kit. And I've already got two sample sizes, one with the iron sights, one with the optic, and now we've got the optic and a comp. Ever since the sample size, the original one was the factory, open the box, firing the gun, no lube, nothing, no cleaning, straight out of the box. That was the test. Now we are, after that, I had my little modified grip, my own design that I created, which is this tape. So you see the tape here, that's my own grip that I've created, and it does increase your grip, and it's held up so far. So we're just here, we're gonna run the same test, 10 rounds. We're gonna skip though, because they didn't have the 6 target, we're gonna skip the 9 and go straight to 14, and that'll make more sense once we compare the target. All right, and I also got this knockoff mag extension. We're gonna go ahead and take the 5. I'm curious to see how much less muzzle flip now that we got this Harrington Arms comp, and hopefully I don't have it put on here too far to where it causes any kind of failures. So. I quit counting. There's absolutely no muzzle flip though. Let's go ahead and move it at 6 yards for the top right. And I'm only gonna do 5 because I lost my count. And we're just gonna do 5 until we get to the further ones. So that's 5. All right, we're at 7 yards. I'm gonna do the bottom left for 7 yards. Hitting a little left. Now let's go 8 yards for the bottom right, and we're gonna do our 14-yard test in the center. So 8 yards, bottom right. There is still one pipe, so we're gonna go ahead and send it out to 14 with the 19 in here. We're gonna do 10 in the center, then we're gonna go to 18 yards and shoot the blank gap in between the 5 and the 6 yard target. I'll mark this up and post it. You guys will get to see the differences. So this is 20 in total, so I should have 10 for the center and 10 for the 18 yard. So this is the 14 yard. Let's go. All right. Just so you see, I'm not BSing on the yardage here. I think I kept that grouping pretty good. Let's go ahead and send it. I mean, I guess you can see the little dial here. Let's go ahead and go 18. and we're going to send them all directly in that center between the two targets. Whatever's left in the mag, that's what we're gonna run. And that's 18 yards. Let's bring it back. This is a lot more the type of accuracy I was looking to have. Again, that's with the Harrington Arms comp. We got the PLX, the O-sight, Magwell. Might have to redo that one. And this is why I'm testing it before I launch anything. That is specifically why. Because I gripped a lot tighter this time. Man, you really feel that flip reduction. I hope the footage shows that flip reduction. This is a completely different pistol at this point, guys. Completely different. But let's go ahead and take it to the house and sit down and let's talk about it. Well, hopefully that footage shows it. This thing feels, it completely changed. So I put this custom grip on here that I did myself. It's grip tape. The back one, it shifted while I was at the range. I'm gonna have to look into that and go back to the drawing board a little bit, but altogether, it's worked pretty well. So for an alternative to stippling, I'm actually really impressed with this. The O-Light, we haven't tested it yet. I still gotta fully charge it. I just wanted to make sure it was gonna stay on the firearm. And there's gonna be a separate video coming for that. They actually sent this to me. So full honesty there, they reached out to me. They were like, would you like to test out the PLX? And I was like, I so happen to have the perfect series to put that into. And so I was pretty excited about that. And it matches up here so nice. But ultimately, we're talking about the Harrington Arms. The recoil reduction was massive. Now, this was already a very controllable firearm. But after the first shot, I was kind of sitting there stunned. Like, I have never had a compensator reduce the recoil as much as this has. And this is not my first Harrington Arms comp. So if you're familiar with the PSA Dagger that we did, that one had a Harrington Arms comp. Now it was just a single chunk on the top, but it cut down the recoil. But this was like, it caught me off guard. I mean, I sat there and I went, doop, and I was like, did I have a light load? Is there something going on with the ammo? And then every shot after that felt the same. And I was like, holy crap, I've never had a compensator give me that much recoil reduction. I'm gonna go ahead and state it was probably closer to like 30% recoil reduction. Now I'm not good at this. Like I haven't rated like 40 different compensators. So please understand that, but it was substantial. It looks really good and the fit is perfect. So if you just look over here, the fit is absolutely perfect on this compensator. So if you look here, how this guy works, instead of shims and you hit it at the certain point and then that's it, this actually has two Allen keys. Now they provide the tool, and I used a little bit of plumber's tape, so I wrapped 2 layers of plumber's tape before I threaded it on there and then set the screws, but it didn't shift. It's holding up. And on the dagger is still going strong, and that's going to be coming back to the channel soon too. You guys will get to see that here soon. The Allen keys are not damaging the threads at all. They lock in, they hold, it doesn't cause damage. And this system works great. There's no walk or anything. The recoil reduction, I mean, you saw it. You saw it on there. Hopefully that footage reflects what I felt, and I'll compare back-to-back footage. So this is without the compensator. This is with the compensator. When I tell you that I am absolutely impressed, Harrington Arms, keep up the good work. Before the compensator, I would say it was really close to how I felt about the P320, and I'm talking about shooting it. I'm not talking about it going off on its own. Mine didn't do that, but that's, you know. But in regards to how it feels at the range, it was pretty close to how the P320, the regular P320 felt with shooting it. I had the regular P320 we shot on the channel, not this channel, my old channel, and then the M18. I went and got the M18 for myself. This felt pretty close to that level of how it shot, the recoil management and everything. But now with this, and I mean, I couldn't imagine what would happen if I actually put a trigger in here that was meant to really give me a clean break and less travel. I mean, this thing will be unstoppable. And I understand a lot of you guys probably have far nicer guns, far better shooting guns. I'm sure 2011s, everything like that. I don't. I've never even shot a 2011. I've shot 1911s and they were pretty good. I'm sure 2011s, like your staccatos and everything else, I'm sure that those are great. I have not shot those. Everything pretty much that's been on my channel for the most part has been polymer framed, striker fired pistols. Let's go ahead and take a look at our shots. So we can see here, this was at 5 yards. That's my grouping. 6 yards. That's my grouping. 7 yards. That's my grouping. I lost count of how many I shot up here, so I cut down to 5 per each until the last 2. So 7 yards. They did not have the same target we've been doing, so we're changing it up a little bit. Just bear with me. That's my grouping at 7. That's my grouping at 8. Then we jump up to 14. Normally we did 9 and then 14 because we had 6 targets. We didn't have 6. 14. That's my grouping. And then 18 yards. That's my grouping. Way tighter than whenever the Glock was just brand new out of the packaging, never cleaned or anything. So let's go ahead and just run through the comparisons. I've got photos of all these. So this is the initial. So what you're seeing right now, that is the initial Glock with the suppressor height sights, the Glock 19X MOS, suppressor height sights, no additions to the grip, nothing. Now we have my grip tape job, the O sight, and just a flashlight, and that's how my grouping looked after that. It did improve once I threw the optic on there. And then now let's look at today. That is with the comp. Not saying that the comp added accuracy. Let's be honest, comps don't do that. But my follow-up, I wasn't moving my dot around as much, which helped me get it and retain position a lot better because I wasn't reseating every single shot. And that does help. That helps with your follow-up, but it also helps with your follow-up precision because you're not having to. So you guys, you got to understand, when you follow-up shot and you get it and it kicks up like your standard recoil does, and then you're finding that dot placement again. It's very quick, it's very fast, but that you're finding your dot placement again before you shoot again. Now, because I was able to pretty much keep the dot in my sight picture even with the recoil, or at least that's how it felt, we'll see on the footage, I was able to keep that grouping closer and it took a lot less work. So that's what I wanted to kind of represent. The next test is going to be in that stabilizer, and we're going to answer the once and for all. Do stabilizers really increase your precision? I've already answered this on the Glock 43X, but we're actually taking this and doing documented steps by step so I can show the results and you guys can see it, and that's why we're going this route. The Harrington Arms as a whole for the Glock, absolutely. If you're on the fence, just send it. It's been great. I'm excited. So the next step is going to be FRT pistol stabilizer. If you have not went down to the poll and voted, vote for the stabilizer you want to see. That is whatever's got the highest vote when I go to obtain it, that's what we're going to go with. And then once we got the stabilizer in there, we're going to throw the FRT in and we're going to go see how it does. So I'm trying to find an FRT that has a selector. Appalachian Custom Gunworks or whatever, everybody said it did, but I checked and it doesn't look like it does. They don't have an FRT. They call it an ART. They showed something like they pushed on it sideways and they were like, all right, single shot, and then they like pressed on it, but I didn't see a true selector. So if you're familiar with that, please let me know in the comments below. How does that system work? because I've messaged them, I emailed them to ask them about it, and I haven't gotten a response. But I am curious because we're in the position where we're getting really close to needing that, and I want to make sure we find the right one. That's coming up. The 19X with the Harrington arms. Man, is this a solid setup. If you are wanting to increase your follow-up shots, I could not recommend this anymore. This is phenomenal. It looks really cool, and altogether it just feels great. Also, we did get that flared maglow, so I just did that because why not, right? PLX video coming soon. I'm a big fan of Olight, so I was very excited when they reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to do a review on it. I appreciate you guys watching. If you would, please hit this video with a like, subscribe to the channel. I've got so much content coming, and we hit the reset button by creating this channel, and we're gonna grind through it, guys. We're gonna bring it back. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, tell YouTube that this video is actually worth watching and my series is actually worth following. And then that's it, guys. I'll see y'all on the next one.